I think Sundowns fans have become spoiled. Honestly, I think they expect, like, if Sundowns has not won 10 out of 11 in the league, or 11 out of 12, it's a problem.
If teams are figuring out, Bori, if you stop Sundown centrally,
Yeah.
then half the job is done.
Yeah.
Because why there's no players.
What I've picked up, they don't know how to implement shoeshine and piano in an effective way.
Results.
Because what we have seen, Coach Dan said in his interview, Sundowns is slower.
They're playing slower, yeah. Too slow.
I agree with him. They don't circulate, they don't move the ball fast enough.
If Cardoso just wins the league and does not win anything else, he did not do better than Rulani.
Some people tell us Orbona, technocrat, whatever, and they like Rulani because he plays attacking football, right? And they don't like other coaches. They criticize other coaches because those coaches don't always play that kind of football.
Sure.
And now my question to them is, well, you saw Rulani. Rulani is different now. He plays a different brand when he needs to. So what? I'll let some rate lane. And guess what they say? Now they come with fancy words. Tactical G. I'm like, honestly.
Today's episode is brought to you in partnership with Sourcefin. Okay, Sharp, before we kick it off, let me put you on game real quick. Joe, you know that feeling where you have a big deal lined up, mara you have a money problem? Relax. Sourcefin has your back. Whether it's a tender, purchase order, or you're waiting for an invoice to pay out, Sourcefin works with SMMEs and can have you covered in 48 hours. So relax, it's in description here episode 2, tap a link and apply now. All right, ladies and gents, another installment of State of Football, where the game meets opinion, memory, and insight. The current league champions, Mamelodi Sundowns. Bafana Bastyle, shoeshine and piano. Bona Joe, if you like what we do, like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and also Ronaldo Sourcefin in the background. Please link in the comments, link in the description. Go do that and involve yourself if on other business. Ne? Kumere Mphoza le grand.
It's a sharp.
Alna flop ne. Okay, no. Ke batla re di kenele go down so da. Up until a day ago, they were league leaders. 12 games in. Orlando Pirates had a game in hand. Obviously, we saw what happened between Orlando Pirates and Tshepo and Durban City. They won both their game in hands. Orlando Pirates are now 3 points ahead of Mamelodi Sundowns. So I just want you guys to maybe let's start before we go into the games and be a bit more analytic. Just to say, Sundowns season, Sundowns. So I'm sure between the big three right now, Sundowns fans are the least happiest. I would take a bet.
Yeah.
They're the least happiest. So far, how do you guys see season Mamelodi Sundowns?
I think season Sundowns is sharp. It's just, remember, Sundowns have, and there's no other way to put it, I think Sundowns fans have become spoiled. Honestly, I think they expect, like, if Sundowns has not won 10 out of 11 in the league, or 11 out of 12, it's a problem.
The flop, ne?
If Sundowns is not cruising, beating everyone, the 3-0, 4-0, it's a problem. Okay. Right? So from that perspective, I think that's actually why Sundowns fans are so unhappy, because they're comparing Sundowns season to what they've been accustomed to the last 6, 7, 8 seasons, whatever, right?
Sure. Okay,
but I think if we just look at it holistically, here's the reality. Sundowns second on the log.
Sure.
Sundowns is still in the Champions League. 4 points out of 2 games. They're probably still favorites to qualify.
Correct.
Sharp, they've lost 2 domestic trophies. But those are trophies that Sundowns has not won in a long time anyway. They can still challenge for the league. They can still challenge for the Champions League. They can still challenge for the Nedbank Cup. So yeah, for me, if we take away the emotion of trying to compare Sundowns to the last few seasons, I think season Sundowns is a little sharp. Like, it's sharp. It's okay. Yeah.
Still think they're winning the league, right?
I still think they're going to win the league
Okay,
eventually,
cool.
yeah.
Season Downs in Chaka?
So far. Baba leader got 3 points. 3 points against 9.
Yeah.
You can change in one game, yeah.
Yeah, mara Flopo Sundowns ke sheba normally.
Mhm.
This time ya season it tlwaetse hore ya leader wa bo ntho tse jwalo and then di supporter di shebile hore mara re le defender. So maybe ke nthonyana tseo wa bona.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're competing against their own success at the
Yeah.
previous seasons. Yeah.
So
And
so far ngase ra ba khawathea mara ba grand fela.
then okay, Shabak, if we look at it from stats, 3 points. Okay, 3 points gets nine. They can make it up. It's fine. It can happen. But the fans are not happy with how the team is playing. So
Yo.
that's also a problem that the coach needs to overcome. Let's just say if everything goes well and somehow they win the league, as you guys are predicting that they're still going to win the league, right? If everything goes well, they win the league. You think that's enough to satisfy the support base? And is it important to satisfy the fans also?
Eish. Hey, Sundowns one di support. Okay, re ke beso. So the supporters tsa Sundowns di tlwaetse hore Sundowns win a league.
Yeah.
Do we still say ha ba win the league ba bile le season e sharp from past?
If they just win the league, no.
I think Sundowns have reached the unusual and unenviable position where win a league is like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
They need to
Like
do more.
anywhere else in the world. Oh, win a
Yeah.
league in just span.
Yeah.
No matter what happens anywhere else, if we win the league, unfortunately for Sundowns, because they've been so successful,
Yeah.
they can't appease the fans by just winning the league because, well, they've won it for 8 years. So yeah, I don't think the league is enough. I think for Sundowns to be successful, they must do a bit more than just win the league. Yeah.
So my only thing got Downs mfana ke the way from past teams that Downs did the seasons. I don't think by creator as much as never create. Whether
Yeah, that's a technical chat.
We're gonna get into that. We definitely
so
gonna
I
get
get
into that.
whether it be Coach Omuncha, the way aba beyangi.
Okay.
Mara for naki ki eo nje ke ka reng ha
Let's pivot, ne? And then we're gonna get into the technical chat. So I'm just gonna have a few games that Downs have played since we last had a state of football, and then we're gonna get into some of the games, and then we're gonna talk about those, right? Okay, you look in the Carling Cup, they lost to Gallants, who are now in the final with Orlando Pirates.
Yeah.
Okay, they went away to Remo Stars in Nigeria. They won 5-1. Great results. Came back home, won 2-0. Great result. Then we saw the game with Orlando Pirates, which was 1-1. We can talk a little bit about that in terms of the games. Went to Galaxy, won 1-0. Actually, it was at home. Then Lupopo just came last week. We beat them 3-1. And then Sundowns versus Rulani, MC Alger, which happened on Friday, which was a draw, right? So
let's discuss that game.
let's get into it. I think that's what we've all been waiting for. It's not the homecoming because it was away. He's still gonna have to come home.
Sure.
Sundowns versus MC Alger. It was a 0-0 stalemate. I think Sundowns didn't have a shot on target.
No shot on target.
No shot on target in that game. Lebona Jwanjans, I think Tshepo, you can go first actually.
Alright,
how did you see that game?
So game against the
Alger.
Sundowns idlala away number 1. Tshepo ayathola shot on target. Asintwe sharp.
Yeah.
But then Sundowns udlala away uthola point. Ke ayinka ke le coach ya Sundowns. Because tlamile batle go nna go gae. You ke chatting with different.
Yeah.
Mara ringing ka game eo if ke coach ya Sundowns so jwalo.
Yeah.
A ke happy ka result.
Point is good, yeah.
It's a good point.
Yeah. So I think for me is, firstly, I agree, Ori. Look, if we look at history, the last few years, Sundowns haya Algeria win. But I accept, Ori, seasons are different. So for this season, they're playing against MC Alger. They've won the league, Algeria. Well-coached team, Coach Rolani, which they've never had before. So if I look at it from that perspective, from a result perspective, for me, a point from home is not that, it's not so bad.
Mhm.
Because we're winning against Limpopo.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's
So
4 points.
4 points.
Jabba sharp.
Get number 1 in the group.
Yeah, for me, they're okay.
Number
From
one.
a points perspective. But what worries me is a performance perspective. Because, so what worries me, Sundowns, this is what worries me, Sundowns. And we've had this conversation before. Remember I said, so what I've been doing in the last few episodes, I'm not really expressing my own opinion. I'm sort of dropping a few things and letting
So, the opinion
you guys debate it, yeah. But my biggest concern with Sundowns is being this, right? People say Sundowns has moved away from shoeshine piano.
Mm.
I don't agree.
Okay.
Shoeshine piano is not this complicated people that people want it to be. It's not that deep.
Sure.
And that's why in the interview with Dan,
Mm.
I intentionally asked him, shoeshine piano. And he said, all it is,
Keeping the ball.
a ball position.
Yeah.
That's what shoeshine piano is. Because Harry Show had already said that.
Yes.
And then I asked Dan. So I don't think that's a problem. But what is a problem is how you implement the shoeshine piano, right? And I think the biggest problem for me for Sundowns is that what I've picked up, they don't know how to implement shoeshine piano in an effective way.
Results.
Because what we have seen, Coach Dan said in his interview, Sundowns is slower.
They're playing
this
slower,
season.
yeah. Too slow.
I agree with him.
Yeah.
They don't circulate, they don't move the ball fast enough.
Mm.
And you've played at the highest level, ne? You know how easy it is to play a team that does not move the ball because la shifta, la pressa. So if they don't move the ball fast enough, so that's the one thing. So they're not moving the ball fast enough. And two, and I think this point flows from the first point, they're not creating enough chances.
Mm.
Right. Like Oboni, 0 shots on target. And we've seen this before. They struggle to create chances in the serious games. So my biggest concern for Sundowns is that in those games that are really tough, where they face a team that was well coached, well drilled, havana plani. I don't know what the plan is.
Mhm.
Because think about it.
Sure.
They played Chiefs.
Sure.
Chiefs came to them with a plan.
Mm.
Stop at the Ibza. We set traps. We press them like this. What was the answer? None. They could not win.
Yeah.
They've played Pirates, 2 times?
Yeah.
3 times.
Yeah, they play them in the cup and in the league.
Yeah.
Sure.
And all those games, Pirates came there with a plan. What was the response? No response. They've now played Rulan. He came with a plan. What was the response?
No response.
Not much. So my biggest concern, Sundowns, is the response when they are facing real challenges. And I said this in the previous episode. I said my concern with Sundowns is that when they face a real challenge, where serious questions are asked, I don't see the answers.
Yeah.
So when we say real challenges, do we mean Chiefs, Pirates, MC Alger, they just stay behind the ball?
Not necessarily, because Sundowns and Sundowns, right? They've got the squad,
Mhm.
they've got the pedigree, the history, the heritage, everything.
Sure.
So there are those games where Sundowns will win because they're Sundowns. Cardoso da.
Yeah.
Ukabia anyone. Like you can pick a random fail. You can pick one of us or man. Man, Sundowns will win, man. Like Sundowns, guys, I can guarantee you, Sundowns will beat Lupopo any day.
Mm.
It's fine.
So
right?
Mbaz,
I'm saying, no, for me, it's those games where
ke a understand mara nna ke batla ha ore real challenges ke batla re ke eng di-challenge tseo.
a challenge is this. Now you're facing a team. Either they've got
It's more
almost
structured
the same quality
as you.
Pirates,
Okay, yeah.
even though not the same, but almost the
Yeah.
same. Or they're
Like
just
you're not
very,
far off from
or they're just very well coached,
Sure.
coached. And they'll plan
sure.
how to stop you and how to have a plan.
So
to
do we
attack
now
you.
say ke problem ya coach?
It can
The
only
problem
be
mang.
No, I'm asking.
Coach.
Why did one?
Coach
Cardoso-
tshwanetse ena a bane le plan
he
hore-
gets the big bucks to sort out.
Okay,
the
so we are saying Cardoso.
And
Yes.
that's my
He must come up
concern.
with
Yes.
ways.
And so I'm saying for me, it doesn't worry me in the PSL because I think Sundowns have
They've
enough
got more
quality.
Yeah,
No matter what happens, they'll beat the Brooklyn City. It's fine.
sure.
Even if they've got problems. Goalie thoughts. But for
Okay.
me, what worries me, and that's why I think Sundowns will win the league. By the way.
Yeah.
Because I think even though they've got problems, they'll still do enough to beat the local teams, the smaller teams, when they need to.
Sure.
Right? And they'll win the league based on that. They don't even need to beat Pirates. They don't need to beat Chiefs. If they get the draw fair and in those games and they win
Vale
all the
bata
other
floor.
games, pasha.
I'm not, yeah.
But my biggest concern with Sundowns is Champions League. Because in the Champions League, it's going to be you and El Ahly home and away.
It's tough.
You and Pyramids. You and Esperance. And so far, I don't see the solutions.
Yeah, but Mbazo, they're still in the group stages.
Of course, yeah.
They'll do enough to get out.
Of
No,
course,
they'll
then we
definitely-
agree.
they'll
I'm-
definitely
I'm
get out of
looking
the
going
group
forward.
stage.
And then the past seasons in Zebafella.
Semi-final, final.
So here's my thing.
So now, if they manage to semi-final,
So here's my thing, ne? They've been getting to semi-final, ne? But now we saw how they had no solutions against
MC
Alger
Sure.
in
Yeah.
the group stage.
Sure.
No shot on target. Let's not.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I equal. Yeah.
They're still gonna meet Pyramids, and I'm not seeing anything that convinces me that Cardoso has a plan for those. And that's what worries me. And I could be wrong, but that worries me. Chief, when the chips are down, when it's a 50-50 game, when we need
Sure.
you as a
Plan.
coach to come up with something, I don't see it.
But it's the Cardoso Champions League. Can we say that?
It's a,
It's a Champions League.
and that's my
That's
To
what they
win
said.
it.
That's what they said.
or at least
That's what they
Ne-
said. That's what they implied.
logically, he's there for the Champions League.
Because Rulani won everything. Okay, not
You want-
everything, but he
yeah.
won the league.
Yeah.
So they wanted. They
Champions
said that they want to win the Champions League.
For sure.
The chairman came out and said Sundowns wants to win the Champions League. So I would assume that
So-
if Cardoso just wins the league and does not win anything else,
So wait,
not good
he
enough.
did not
What
do
is the
better
point?
than Rulani.
Then keep our local coach and win
Bazo,
the league. Yeah.
Timo.
Okay, sure.
Come to say it's a Champions League.
Yeah.
It's only group stage. Now 4 point. Osale on.
Okay, fair.
Everything is sharp.
Fair.
So we can say Cardoso is doing bad in terms of
No,
Champions
it's not doing badly.
League. But Laure, he could have gotten a result or find
No.
a better way. Yaure.
No.
perform.
What I'm saying is this, ne? What I'm saying is, up to now, if you ask me, how Sundowns doing in the Champions League? 4 points after 2 games.
Sharp.
Nope.
Clean.
And that's why I say the result's not a problem for me. Hey, pick up 4 points. I'm looking forward. And to look forward, you must look at what's happening.
Yeah, sure.
Ne? And I'm just saying, remember, when Cardoso against Pyramids, twice.
Sure.
Men away. Not convincing. Rabon Cardoso against El Ahly. Remember we nigga on goal ele snacks.
Yeah.
Also shaky,
Hey,
but
go
win.
with the goal.
Sharp,
A win is a win.
Yeah, sharp. And now we've seen him against Rolani. And all I'm saying is, when you take all those games, I worry, have they really solved the Champions League problem?
Ototola Joan Seleo break.
Akibo. Nah, personally, Akibo.
Yeah, but I'm also saying to you, no two games are the same.
Okay? So you're saying...
Judging
maybe-
from performance against Alger,
Yeah.
do you think it was a bad performance from the team?
Okay, let's talk about that performance, actually.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that performance, right?
Yeah.
I think going into the game, right? We saw the first half. First half, remember, it's away from home. It's in Algeria. It's a packed stadium. Context is important.
Yeah.
Partisan crowd. The Alger Boma level ya performance yabona in that first half was very high in terms of pressing, defending, and whatnot.
Sure.
And I think one thing I also want us to talk about Mpho, when Rulani was screaming, achela motho re ska ba press.
Let them have the ball.
Ba tlohele ba tshware ball.
Yeah, but
So-
that shows what? Respect. Or
No,
bana
it,
plan
it,
if you
it
ba
shows
fa
that
ball.
he understands hore ba dlala jwang and abana plan ba tshwere ball. Ba
Okay.
iphasitse bona.
Yeah,
Especially in the second half. Ba iphasitse, but they didn't create anything.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
right.
let's say
They had
that.
more
yeah.
ball
They
possession.
had the ball.
Yeah.
They had the ball, but they created nothing. So from that performance, what could you take out? I mean, you already said Sundowns never snap plan.
So I think
Like, what could they have done?
so I think for me the first thing is, you must never. try to analyze football based on one team. You must also look at what the other team did.
Yeah.
So everyone is going to look at Sundowns.
Yeah.
But what about what Rulani
Alger.
did? So let's start there.
Okay, let's start there.
So Rulani came there, and for me, he did very well. And I want to spend time on this because, firstly, there's a lot of hypocrisy in this whole Rulani thing, and I want to call it out. Right?
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Some people tell us, or bona, technocrat, whatever, and they like Rulani because he plays attacking football, right? And they don't like other coaches. They criticize other coaches because those coaches don't always play that kind of football.
Sure.
I'm sorry. And now my question to them is, well, you saw Rulani. Rulani is different now. He plays a different brand when he needs to. So what? I'll let some rate in. And guess what they say? Now they come with fancy words. Tactical I'm like, honestly, just stop.
Bus.
Yeah, now they're calling it a technical one. They're saying Rulani has grown as a coach. So they're finding something positive to put on
the defensive display. Yeah.
And by the way, I think the way Rulani played is good.
Yeah.
I praise him for that personally. But because I don't believe that there's one way of playing football. Right? So my comment is aimed at those people who keep saying, oh no, rather Rulani because what take? Well, that's not what he did against Sundowns.
No, he did not.
No, he did
at
not.
Home.
No, he didn't.
He was at home.
At home.
At home.
He gave away ball position.
Yeah.
So my only question is, you Rulani, and I'm a big fan of Rulani, but those fans who say, oh, we like him because he keeps the ball. Well, what is your response now? Because he didn't keep the ball against Sundowns. But anyway, back to the performance. I think you must first look at what Rulani tried to do. Rulani came there with a plan. He had a plan. Or okay, what does Sundowns do? Sundowns builds from the back. They invite a press, and then they eventually break you. They find it out right, either through Ronwen or through the center backs. Mara, they break you through the middle. And then, exactly.
But to tell us something, yeah.
So what does he do? He cruises the passing lanes. Tebza could not play. Allende can't play. Nuno can't play. Kwezira. Rasinho who likes to come in as an extra 10 can't play because it's compact, it's closed.
Yeah.
And the best pass Sundowns have is the pass out wide. But you must understand, the Sundowns pass wide. It's not like the Pirates pass wide. When Sundowns pass the ball wide, it's maybe Alendo Tenile on the left, we switch it to Mudao.
Yeah.
A looping ball where now we can shift. By the time I trap out, we've shifted the press.
Sure.
Then what? It's not like that Pirates long ball where it's like they find a Hoto in the final third.
Yeah.
So that was what Rulani came with. And what I liked about what Rulani did, firstly, he didn't play a low block. I heard, apparently it's called a medium block. I didn't even know that word. But it's where you don't literally sit.
Maybe
it's like medium block. Ne?
Medium high. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think for me, I didn't have I won't lie. When I was watching, I didn't have the word for it, but I learned after it's a medium. So you don't necessarily sit.
You let the defenders have the ball.
Yeah. The defenders can play whatever. And then only at certain points do you initiate a press, right? That's what Rulani did. And what he did with that is he stopped Sundowns from playing through the middle. But for me, what was impressive about it is he had a plan, an exit plan. When we win the ball, how do we head them? And he knew how to head them.
Sure.
And we could see he had 3-3. He had 2 banks of 3, I think, further back where they could head Sundowns when they have the ball, right? And I don't think Sundowns knew how to deal with it. I'm sorry. I don't think they had any solutions.
And then, Sundowns had 12 shots on target.
Yeah.
And then MC Alger. Do you remember Ronwen making a save?
Well, I remember that moment where there was a looping shot that Ronwen had to.
It's not on target.
Remember where Tebs had to block on the line?
Yes. MC Alger looked more likely to win the game.
Yes, and then offside, the goalie offside.
It's offside, chief.
Yeah, but it was still
but they looked more likely to win the game.
Yeah.
They looked more likely.
Yeah, but then if I'm Sundowns and I'm playing away.
You take the point from the result, but now what technically...
Remember, taking performance.
Yeah.
We're trying to analyze going forward.
Sure. Was Sundowns' performance bad?
I don't think it was bad, but it did not make me think...
They didn't look like scoring.
No, for me...
As at the argument.
It didn't look like a team that's improved from Sundowns in the last 3 years. That has gone to the next level, which is what we're looking for. We want to win the Champions League now, Chief.
Are you saying from that performance, it didn't look like it?
No, for me, it didn't. to have no shots on target.
Mamelodi Sundowns, no shots on target.
Zero.
Every team in Africa
Zakada.
knows when we're playing against Mamelodi Sundowns, Rilo Maka. And not only Rilo Maka, they are going to dominate us, right? And in this game, Sundowns had more ball possession, right? Than MC Alger, which Mpho just explained. It's because Rulani let them. Because that was the game plan, right?
Yeah.
And he let them because he knows maybe from a quality bar for bar, he can't go bar for bar with Mamelodi Sundowns. But with that being said, for Mamelodi Sundowns to go into that game and not have a shot on target
but you don't say
is worrisome.
it's worrying. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But you can't say it's a bad performance.
No, we're not saying it's a bad performance.
No.
It's
For
not a
now, for what's needed now, I'm very happy. Because, by the way, Kifeva Pirates in the PSL, Kifeva Downs.
Yeah.
Wamzanza, chance.
Which Champions League. Just so, let's just be clear. Kifeva
Okay,
Pirates,
cool.
yeah. So, as a Downs fan in the Champions League, no, I'm happy. Don't get me wrong.
No,
But I'm worried about
Results-wise, it's
yeah,
good.
Yeah. But
It's
performance-wise,
good.
going
Result-
forward.
Guys, remember
performance.
when
Not
we
necessarily. It's like you could get the same result without the same performance. Look, for example, let's say we played against Rolani, ne? And we created 7 clear-cut chances. Rabeta Pala,
Sure.
Methusa Mesa, as
Yeah.
he tends to do.
And Messi it's a leader.
Yeah.
But okay,
Sharp,
it's fine.
Yeah, Mesa. Keeper was having. You've seen those games.
Yeah.
The
Sure,
keeper is
Waseiva.
just sharp. I would be saying, okay, sharp. Score was 0-0. Mara.
Ramnati, man.
Happy result game. But I'm just worried about
Going forward.
going forward. Like it's not always because remember, at some point we have to beat the good teams. So far,
Let's
Sundowns.
No.
Sundowns is little Pirates. Kakap.
Yeah.
Women away. They could not win.
Sure.
But we.
Okay.
League.
But the Pirates ka league.
Yeah.
Could not win.
But really. But the Chiefs ka league. But really. So maybe let me just simplify that. I'm not seeing enough to tell me that Sundowns have solutions for the big games. Because remember, Champions League, you can win the league. You can draw the Pirates home and away, draw the Chiefs home and away, and beat the other teams. Champions League, no. At some point, you have to beat Esperance.
Yeah, you have to. You have to
to.
score a goal, go Tunisia.
You have to beat Pyramids.
Group stage,
Yeah.
All you have to do is perform enough to get out of the group.
Okay.
Sharp.
I can take that.
Udlale
Yeah.
away, udlale home. Let's say, for instance, nearly quarterfinal.
Yeah.
Game ile ya group stage. Ya Alger le Sundowns. Baya kwa bathula result so ya 0-0. Tlamile batle mo Pitori, but Sundowns be happy.
No, they would. If they got in a quarterfinal game, they would be happy if they got a draw away and then they coming back home. 100%.
Sounds about winning fair.
So
Yeah.
MC Alger tlamile itle le
Yeah, Twanze batlo winner yi.
go group stage. Agere.
Mm.
So for Sundowns, so ke performance enough.
You know what?
Okay.
If ke dlala ore, when say example ya gore ba drawile le Chiefs, ba drawile le Pirates ba khona. Ke big team versus big team. Are we now saying Sundowns is above league winners Sako Algeria in terms of play? Are we counting bona as big team Algeria?
They're
to
not the
impose
league-
themselves
But
to
think about it.
Sundowns?
Why?
Not out told.
And I'm using the word we because FIFA Sundowns got Champions League. Why did we not win the Champions League? Because we could not find a solution against Pyramids. And all I'm saying is, based on what I've seen, if we play the same Pyramids team, the same way, I've not seen enough to say, okay, now we've got a solution to find answers that we did not have before. That's my only concern. Otherwise, ki happy.
No, I think what Mpho is saying is that
Ke a mthola ore.
One told.
Ke a o thola.
I think I'm also happy that we got the draw, but I'm concerned that we could have easily lost that game. And I'm also saying we.
Easily.
If MC Alger had 10% more quality,
We could have lost
and
the game.
Pyramids they'll have a Mayel.
Oh, not Dortmund.
They will have that quality or whoever, but it's fine, guys.
Guys, Banyana.
Okay, sharp.
I think the expectations that it were more Sundowns. I do really
a tough crowd.
Le dlala ka Sundowns.
A tough crowd.
Le dlala ka Machita.
Okay, fair. I know
le
flop.
dlala
It's
ka
fine.
Okay.
Cardoso
As-
win Nigeria Champions League.
I will.
He's won it ka Esperance, right?
Oh, yes.
He's won it.
He has.
No. He went to
He
the
hasn't
final.
won. He went to the
He went to
final.
the final.
He hasn't won it.
Went to the final. No. So here's the other thing, is that at the end of the day, if we want to make it a coach to coach, Cardoso beat Rolando home and away. Or Rolando to Sundowns.
Sure.
100%.
Home and away. So
now what are we saying?
We're saying Cardoso's
I'm
performance got this
I'm just
Sundowns team.
judging.
That's not good enough.
I'm just judging Cardoso as a Sundowns coach, and I'm saying based on what Sundowns needs to achieve, based on where they've been already, they need
Sure.
someone to take them that extra. Because Sundowns, I shot their budget.
It was fine margins. It was
And
fine
I'm
margins.
saying that Cardoso even come in.
So king in Twili.
I'm saying it's,
King,
it's those big games for me.
It's on.
Those are the ability to win those, like just to turn those big games. I can still be convinced, Tijo. But
Yeah.
we'll see. Yeah.
I think
After
player-wise,
after Nagonyana.
it's fine. We still have some time. We're gonna get back to this conversation probably a little bit later on, in terms of the show. Ne? Let's go player-wise. I think off air we spoke about Downs and their ability out wide.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how they started this game, right? They had their back four, 100%, cool. And then they had Debza, Miguel Raishino, Allende, center. Then they had Tashreeq. Nuno played more towards the right.
I think it's the other way. I think
Nuno was more centerish,
Nuno was more central, Rafinha was more.
Like Kalal side thing, yeah. 5v.
Okay, sharp. It's fine. We can have that. But still,
Mm-hmm.
when we look at that lineup, whether it's Nuno or it's Raishino, they're not wide players, both of them.
So Marsan knows it's a top team ya bona yalo.
Yeah, it's a tapa team ya bona yalo.
Yeah.
Sharp. But let's look at it like what I'm trying to ask you guys right now is, in terms of wide players, Tashriku Ukala every game.
He's the wide player.
He's a wide player.
So counter the wide players.
Okay, Tashriq. In this game, it was Tashriq.
Sure.
And then whether it's Nelly Raishino,
But he's not really a wide
he's not really a wide player. It's like ke half tenenyana type of vibe.
Also, side thing ukena ka mo.
Ukena ka hare type of situation. But
So
does Mamelodi Sundowns wide player ke Tashriq? Fair.
Yeah, Mrena Lali side.
He's not playing. Ke Tashriq.
Yeah.
So do we maybe do they need to go into the market, or Honali player that they can call upon? Honali Salese, but well.
So I think
is it good enough?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think firstly, I think let's accept what Sundowns want. Although they don't play with wingers. So Sundowns, what they're looking for, they want to play with a box midfield, right? They never really have out like go down one and then
Get
get the ball, run at the full back. They don't play like that. And I think it stems from, because I think what Cardoso is trying to do is, in a way, is trying to like still keep some of the ingredients that
The principles,
maybe add. And we know that Rulani is notorious for not believing in wing play.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't think Sundowns necessarily try to play with the wingers. But like a box midfield. Because the way, and you'll tell me what you think, man.
Sure.
What I've seen with the Sundowns midfield is that they set up with a midfield three. Get Ebza, get Allende, get Nuno.
Yeah.
But that three is very fluid. It's not rigid. It's not set. Or when they move it around.
Sure.
Sometimes Nuno drops in. He becomes an extra 8. So sometimes we see 6-8-8.
Yeah.
Sometimes we see 2 6s, Debzale Allende, and then we see 2 10s.
Yeah.
Rafinha comes in, Nuno, and then 2 forwards. Matthews, Lee. So, but from all those patterns I've given you, none of those patterns include a proper winger. They do not play with out and out wingers.
Yeah.
Then it leaves the responsibility on the fullbacks to get forward, right? And my problem with that is, well, once our opposition has figured it out, okay, so it's
And the pattern is the same every game.
Yeah.
Every game is the same thing. Yeah.
It's a box midfield. And think about it. We're not talking about, if we think about teams that have played with box midfield, a box midfield in the past, maybe Because we're talking about a prime Brazil with Roberto Carlos and Caf.
Yeah.
Cardoso is not that guy. Ibza is an excellent player, but he's not that guy, right? So no real Makai, and we let you go wide.
So back with the center trade.
Yes. So Rolani did that. He's like, okay, Kiakwala yi, Ibza hadlali, Alende hadlali, Nuno hadlali, Rashinho when he comes in hadlali, sharp. Find Kuliso. What is he gonna do?
Not much.
Not much.
Like
And for me, it goes back to the problem. For me, then what? Am I wrong so far?
no, that's a
Because
tough
that's what I see. Because
No,
I don't think they try to play with out-and-out wingers.
No,
trying to
even,
play a box
even
midfield
with the
on
build-up
one
play,
side.
you see it in terms of what they're trying
Exactly.
to do. Yeah.
And maybe then the question is, don't Sundowns need a player like that?
So they must get
Maybe that's
Shininyana or Batole winger, if anything.
Because if Bale Makile saw, and you were talking about Hore Abana plan. There's no plan. We're trying to play the same way over and over again. Like, aren't you, as being a coach, supposed to find different ways of breaking down the opposition that they do not expect? And that's something that's not expected currently. So, if you know how Sundowns plays right now, it means that every coach who's worth anything to be a coach knows Hore Sundowns and So is it not worth it to say, okay, cool, maybe as a Mamelodi Sundowns, we need something different? I could say.
And as a Mamelodi Sundowns, something different is out wide.
I could say, Kabot. Maybe.
It could be because I think what you need then is Sundowns for me have been winning. The individual players are very good. Ne? But I think Sundowns is a system team. They've been dominating teams based on the system. Doesn't matter, you've played against Sundowns. Like, okay, let me ask you then. Having played against them,
I don't have wingers. I don't have wingers.
Man, how difficult was it to overstop? It was a nightmare, right?
Disaster.
It was a nightmare.
Disaster.
One part. And now that I'm saying, guys, remember, you must also understand that other teams in the league, they're not idiots.
Yeah.
They're watching this Sundowns team do this to them every year. They're coming up with okay. So Tebs of Lalaso, what do we do? And now I think it's reached that point where it's like, okay, Sundowns said Lalaso. The proper teams, they've reached the point that okay, this is our answer for that. What is plan B from that? That's my question. And maybe Sundowns needs a different profile of player. I don't know.
Break that up.
Like, I think we've seen it in a couple of games. Bypasser. And it's very slow. And like you said, Coach Dan even said this. It's very slow, bypasser. But at the end of it all, it's like, le passi to sharp. Do
you think Nuno helps with that?
I think Nuno, you know what Nuno has that the other players do not have?
Yeah.
Nuno has that final ball where he can find a pass beyond the lines, which is why he's such a good player, which is why he's so important. Marno, if unale plan, Nuno, then what else? Who else? Remember, last year they had Ribeiro. Ribeiro was a special player.
Yeah.
So he could do special things.
So for me, I think the problem with Nuno, remember when we had Lindo here, we said, I asked them, I'm like, does he solve the Ribeiro problem? He said, no, he doesn't. Because he's not that, that guy.
He's not a dribbler.
He's a different type. I guess mine, I say anything.
And in fact, if you look at the type of 10 that he is, remember earlier on we mentioned different types of 10s.
What was it?
Yeah.
He wants to drop deep sometimes, come into a 3, Ribe 3, Adlale 80, enjoy.
What do we touch?
Sometimes.
So, hey, man.
Yeah.
So I can say, if teams are figuring out, if you stop Sundowns centrally, then half the job is done.
Yeah.
Because there's no players.
So
I was saying they must put in that central areas dribblers. Because last season, Ribeiro. So they must find someone like Ribeiro to dribble even individually more, RFS something.
Or with more natural with.
Yeah.
Otlo crosser.
Or something.
With the because if right now Matthews will go left, and then Baba Lemdao. So you get with your 2.
Okay. For example,
I was saying 2A are in quality
No.
enough.
No,
Or
but see, that's the difference.
Yeah, that's like what's on
Sheba width that you get from. Okay, what is the difference between the width you get from Kholiso versus the width you get from Otto? What is the main difference?
behind.
Because Otto, they find him in more advanced areas.
Yeah, but
One shot. Sundowns for me don't have that.
And you know when you know what's the difference?
So
And I'm
that's
saying,
the-
should they not be finding other ways of breaking teams down?
Yes.
And I'm not saying I've got the answers. I'm
Yeah,
not, should they not be asking or Ava
Yeah.
Cardoso is paid big bucks to find the answers.
I
But
know.
here's the thing.
Because let me tell you, Pyramids have watched what happened Friday.
Yeah. But
So-
should be.
They're like, oh, okay. Kwala Tebzo, Kwala Nuno, Kwala Alende.
Havana plan.
And that's my only concern.
Bro, you know when you have someone, like let's say Hoto, for example, and if you have someone, let's say you are a center back, left, like the whole back line.
Yeah.
Once you have a player who's gone in behind you,
Yes.
at ball, now you are facing your own goal, you have a problem.
Yeah, the problem.
It's a different kind of problem.
You have
the
a problem. So Downs don't have that.
And that's what Pirates,
Yeah, so-
Pirates force that. Pirates force you, or at some point, if you have Makai, they're going to force you to, your players must turn and face their own goals. Because they've got that diagonally, Siema to Otto or
So
Mbogazi
Sundowns must
to
move the ball quicker.
move the ball quicker and find
Because
alternatives.
if Otola Mdaumulo, Otola Matthew Zimol,
Yeah,
and you move the ball quicker, you'll make an opening behind.
absolutely. Just force your opposition to turn. Force them to turn. Force them to get out of their shape. Because no matter what you've played. Like,
Yeah, so no
Yeah.
catch. Like, Ritze Sundowns ukwala center, ba move a ball slow. So tlamele ba etse opposite ya two.
okay,
Ideally.
okay. It'll go example. Ne?
Ideally.
A quick example. Let's take Kholiso has been Sundowns' most adventurous fullback, right? Otto has been Pirates' more adventurous fullback. Ne? Let me tell you the difference between why Otto looks more dangerous. Ne? Kholiso, do you know when they find Kholiso?
Yeah, that's
And then like Foster. Eventually, Alende or Tebza gets the ball.
Yeah,
Ne?
the space behind.
Yeah, and then you play the looping ball to Mudauka da.
That's outlet.
Mudau in the ball. By the time I trap her, shiftile, what's it?
Yeah.
Shiftile. Yes, yeah. And then what is he gonna do? Sharp. The difference, and then look at Pirates. Pirates, it's not like that. Pirates is like Redlala. Our winger comes in, who sets a space here, because the fullback comes with him. Otto is already properly advanced. Siema finds him. Or
Rele,
whatever.
Rele finds him.
Yeah.
Or Crosser. And I'm not saying they must do exactly there, but I'm
They're
saying
told. They must find a way out.
solution. And we're not coaches, we don't know. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
No, on a plan, you know.
yeah.
That's the problem. The problem is right now, it's too slow. It's a bit too predictable. And when they're getting found out in terms of teams being able to defend against them, there is no solutions,
There's no
which is
solution.
a problem.
Yeah.
Both in the league and in Africa. Yeah, especially in the league when they're playing, like you said, when they're playing against the lower sides, yeah, sharp.
sharp, yeah.
Batlo thola something, Bawi. Mara, when it's the tough games, more derby. I mean, we saw the game against Pirates.
Sure.
They did not look like winning a damn thing.
No.
Yeah.
One. And it's
Yes,
going to be
can.
worse against Pyramids or El Ahly in the Champions League. That's my point.
Boys, I don't know, man. I think we've spoken about quite a bit on Mamelodi Sundowns now. I don't know if there's anything else that you guys wanted to point out in terms of how the season has gone or the team or anything like that. Limnat.
I'm not. Yeah, I
Lovely boys. Hey, like, subscribe, share with the homies. Hey Joe, engage with Sourcefin if you're not a business, in and out. But thank you very much. See you on the next one. Shout out.